Hi everybody, very good evening to all of you. This is video number 601 and we are going to talk about the three questions here. I'm going to discuss that. Two of the questions I got it from my student and one from my subscriber. So let's go and talk about that. The questions are very interesting. So as usual, I thought why not to come forward and share it with you. Alright, so people who have joined just now or maybe just a few weeks back, this is youtube.com/c/Ajay Kumar Parmar, your own channel, and we have got 601 videos on Excel, Excel VBA, Access and Access VBA. If you guys have any problem in finding out the videos related to the different topics, there we go. Pause the video, note it down. This is the playlist for you on Excel, Excel VBA, Access and Access VBA, and you can also find some videos on Outlook VBA. Okay, you should watch all the videos in this sequence if you want to be a master. Okay, now sometimes people do ask me that where the heck is this playlist, right? Well, I always say go to the playlist, go to the playlist. Well, this is the playlist. You click on this icon, okay, and you find here all these 52 playlists I have created. 52 guys, okay, so that when you want to find out something, you can find it easily. So here we have a series called Excel VBA Access Interview Series. I started this when I started this channel, I think 3 years back. Okay, so there you can go and you can see there we have got 69 videos and this will make it 70. Wow, we are just going to hit 100 number, guys. If you are appearing for the Excel test or if you have plans to take somebody's test on Excel VBA Access or Access VBA, please go and refer to all these videos. Okay, so let's go and talk about today's now the questions. So I have got here three special questions and I really loved, I thoroughly enjoyed working on these questions. So guys, the first question is in front of you. You have got here Jan, Feb, March, April, May and all the months, and this is their number. Let's say this is the revenue. Now if you look at this, the drop down, I have created here a drop down. If I select here any month, what the question is that whenever you select any month, for example I select August, you see the total, guys. The total automatically is, what is happening here is that through your from your January month, Jan through August, whatever the total you have, that's going to sum up here. So you can see here I've got here 37, so you got here 37. Isn't it amazing? Now this question was put up by one of my students in my live sessions which I take, and I really like it, right? So I'm sharing it with you. Now if you go and say that December, you see the number is changed. So now what happens, we are going to sum up the Jan through December. So we have the total sum of 53. So that means if I go and select the January, what will happen, you should be able to get 10 as a revenue, right? So you can see here I got the revenue here 10. This is what you need to do. Now you guys open your Excel and pause the video and make this question and do it. Okay, I'm going to give you just maybe max 3 minutes. Okay, if you can do this in 3 minutes, hats off to you. And if you're taking a long time, that simply means you need to learn more and more in you want to really learn the Excel a lot, right? So anyways, you can pause the video, you can come back here, but I will not pause, I have to go. Okay, so now what I have done here is I have already prepared the formula, by the way. Okay, now you see, and if you have any other idea, please do share. Okay, I will be recording the video again. So what I did is, look at this, guys. Can you see the formula here, right? This looks maybe pretty tough, but it's actually very easy. So what I've done, see this, understand the logic first. Okay, now you have got here all the numbers. Okay, now what I said is, first of all, this is the month which my user is always going to select, isn't it? Through the drop down. This is a drop down, right? So here I will do one thing. I will go and check out the position of this month in this entire my table. Okay, so for example, how we can check the position. We can use the match function, right? So you go and use the match function. Okay, I will not be talking about the how to use these. I mean, what is this match function? This is the Excel test. Remember, you're supposed to know these things. Okay, so I use the match function. I say that I want to look up the position. I want to find out the position of this January in this table. Okay, and then I need the exact match. This is how we write. For those who do not have any idea about the match basically we use to return the position of your lookup item. So I'm going to check here what is the position of January in this entire table. So as usual, I'll get 1 here. Okay, now what happens if you go and change this to maybe something called, let's say, April, you see that the position of April is going to come here as 4, right? Now this is not the month wise ranking. Let me clear this. If I go and put here April, you'll get here 1. Okay, because when the math started searching this table, it finds the April and it's gonna publish this April, it is going to give you the position of that April over here, because if match finds the April here, it will never move forward. Okay, but anyways, so this April is coming here. Now the plan is, why don't you do one thing? You just go and find out the position of every month and see if it is less than or equals to this position. If it is, just have that 10 number reflected there. You getting my point? Now for example, this is your 4. Okay, let's keep it like this only. Okay, now what I do is, here I simply go and say match. Now I go and find out the position of this January in this table. So what are you gonna get? You're gonna get the position of January, guys, isn't it? You get the one, right? So similarly, you have to freeze the table when you go and move this left to right. So when you go and drag this, what will happen? You will have the position of all the months, isn't it? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and that's how it is. Now what we are saying is, we are simply saying that if this number, the position, if this is less than or equals to this position, which is the position of this item, then let's capture the 10. This is what I have done. So I simply said, if this number is less than equals to this number, then we want the 10 here. Otherwise, we want 0. We don't want anything, so that when you go and add the things, it is going to be added as 0. Right? Makes sense to you? I go and press enter. So you got the 10 here. Why? Because January comes before April, this April. So we will be going to capture the revenue of the January month. Simple. Okay, now before you drag this, the 4 has to be, we have to freeze this 4, because 4 has to be compared with all the positions, isn't it? So I go and freeze this F4. That's it. And now when you go and copy this, paste this formula, you have 10 1 4 3 and 0 0 0 0 0. Why? Because the position of April is 4. And if it is 4, then this position 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they are all greater than this 4. So you have already said here that if I get this, if this position is less than equals to this, only then I will go and capture this number. Otherwise 0. So that's why it is. And so this here, you just go and write the sum formula and you just go and use this. So simple. That's it. So you have the 18 here. Now how I combine this function? This is how I've combined this function. I put everything in one single formula, and this is how you use the formulas. You don't have to use so many helper columns here. So what we did here, guys, okay, so let's go and start this. So first of all, I said match. I'm gonna look up this April in this table, right? This table, let me go and freeze the table and say 0. Okay, you got the position of this lookup item. Remember, this is that position. Okay, now I say that if the match of this January in this table, I'm gonna freeze that table, comma 0 is less than or equals to the position of this B1 and E2, right? This B1. So let's go and freeze this B1 as well, which is this April. So this January, when the match is going to return the position of this January, we will say that if it is less than or equals to the position of this, that means this value, this month comes before this month. This month, basically this January month comes before this, whatever the value you have, whatever the month you have selected in the B1. So we would like to go and capture the revenue, which is E3, otherwise 0. That's it, guys. So you can build this. And now I think if I have taken care of the dollar part, then the answer should come here. Yeah, so we got it. 10 1 4 3 3, and this is what I have done here. Okay, so just for your easiness, I'm gonna just go and put this in the black font, and you can note it down how we have done this formula. This is the formula, guys. Okay, so I just go and double click here. You can note down this formula. Okay, so that's how, this is the first question. Okay, and now let's go to the next question. Let's talk about the second question. Okay, so what is the second question? Now the second question says that how many spaces we have here in total. So this is the syntax they have given, and they are asking us that how many spaces we have got this. This I got it from one of my subscriber. I think he appeared for the advanced Excel test, and somewhere they asked this question. So you want to calculate the space, which means this space, this space, this space, this space, this space, this space, and this space, right? So it's pretty easy, my dear friend. If you're watching this video, what you need to do is you first go and calculate the overall length of this. Okay, so how are you going to calculate the overall length? You use the length function, guys, isn't it? You just go and say that I want to calculate the length of this, which is 33. Now you know Excel also counts the blank spaces. So this 33 means even the blank spaces are counted here. Now tell me one thing. If I just go and delete the spaces from here and then I recalculate the length of this string and then I subtract that number from this, what are you gonna get? You will get the number of the spaces. Now the question comes, how I'm supposed to remove this, the space? That's pretty easy. You just go and say substitute. You go in this and say that what is the old text? You go and say this is my space. This has to be replaced with what? With nothing. Any instance number? No. I want to replace all the spaces, so just do not write anything here. What do you get, guys? Wow, beautiful. So you got here a string with no spaces, and finally you go and calculate the length of this. What do you got? 36. So what are you gonna write here? 33 minus 26, and you have got here 7 spaces. Can we go and check that? Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Wow, that's pretty easy, isn't it? So what I did, I simply said first calculate the overall length. So we will have 33, which includes the spaces, and then I said that all right, let's go and remove the spaces using substitute and then recalculate the length. So the length which comes, that excluding the spaces. So finally 33 is including the space and this is excluding the space, isn't it? So what do you left when you subtract? This is how you can use it. Okay, you can combine this entire function also. You can simply say that I want to do one thing. I want to simply go and calculate the length of this, and then I want to calculate the length of this with the substitute. So you go and write the substitute. Go in this text. What is the old text? Make sure you write here space, okay, like I'm writing, and then no space, double quotes, simply, right? Just go and press enter. All right, there we go. So guys, we have the formula here. You want to check? I remove the equals to sign. You can note it down, right? Pretty easy, right? So that's how you can do this. And by the way, this should not take more than 1 minute, for you if you're an expert. Okay, let's go to the third question now. So I have got here some names, some year, and the score. Okay, and these names are repeated. Well, by the way, this question I have prepared. Okay, nobody forwarded me this. I thought let me share something interesting with you. Okay, now what is the question? Again, pause the video after hearing the question and give it a try. Okay, and if you have something else to share, please do that. Write the formula in the comment section so that all of us can see that. Now the question is that you have got here name, year, and score. So the scores are different and people are repeating. So this Ajay can be repeated somewhere here. Aman can be repeated. Sudhakar, Ramesh, Kathy, Preeti, Catherine. I mean, these are all the names, which are repeating in this, but their year is not repeating. Remember that. Okay. So basically this is a database where we have a person having a year and the score. Now they say that in which year below students, these students has got the highest marks. So if they talk about the Amit, let's go and filter the Amit first of all. I have already prepared the formula here. Okay, I'll just show you. But let's go and talk about the Amit. So I go and put the filter here. Okay. Now Amit has got these all years, 1999, 1993, 2000, 2001. Amit got highest marks in, year 1993. What are you getting here? You're getting the same answer, isn't it? Okay, so what else we have? So we have, let's say, Kathy. So I go and click on the Kathy. Now, what is it? 1000 marks. All right. So, well, this is just a hypothetical numbers, obviously. So you got here 1993. Are we getting the answer 1993? Yes, we are getting the 1993. If I go and change this to, let's say I go and write here, maybe here, Kathy. And I go and write here, maybe 10,000. Okay, let's go and check that. Can you see that? This is 1999, and look at the formula, guys. Wow, amazing, huh? So I'm going to tell you about this formula, right? Hold your breath and pay full attention here, because this is something very interesting. And why this is interesting? Because of the reason that they are the arrays, okay? And if you are new to the Excel arrays, I'm not talking about the VBA arrays. You can go and watch many my videos under the playlist called Excel VBA. Sorry, not the Excel VBA, but the Excel arrays. There are, I think, 20 videos there on the arrays. Okay. Now, arrays are generally we use to do a very complex, the calculations, right? Otherwise we generally don't use it because they make your file very heavy. Now what is happening? What is the plan? See this very carefully, guys. If you look at this formula, I'll go and do everything step by step. I'll explain you. Now in this particular case, what I did is, the very first thing which I did is, I said that this is Amit. So I want to find it out in this entire table, that where is Amit actually? I mean, where do we have Amit? Everywhere. Okay, so what I did is, I simply said that, all right, so just go and select this entire table. Okay, E4 to E36, and say equals to, this is how we write the arrays. Okay, so I say equals to, and then I go and select this name, whatever name you will have here. So I'm not specifically writing Amit, I'm selecting the K6 to make the formula dynamic. Now when you go and close this, so what happens when you press Ctrl Shift Enter, don't press Enter, press Ctrl Shift Enter, you see there the curly brackets, and that's how basically we get the array function formed. Now you might be thinking that what the heck I'm getting here, false, what does that mean? Well, this is not just the answer. If you go in the equals to sign and you go and press F9, F9 is a shortcut key we use to expand the formulas, right? You see that you got here a bunch of false and true. Well, in fact, in this case, I've got here all the false. Is it so? Let me go and check that again. Well, we shouldn't be getting all the false. Oh, my mistake. Sorry. Actually, I have to just, expand this formula bar a little bit. I have to increase the size of it. Anyways, so you can see here, we got here false, false, true, true. Now, wherever you have the false, that means Amit is not there. Wherever you got the true, that means Amit is there. So if you go and start finding this, what is the position of Amit? You remember I started my table from here, right? From here. So I started my table from Ajay, not from the name, remember. So Ajay is not Amit, Amit is not Amit, Amit is here. So that's why you see here third true. And similarly, if you go further 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you get on the 8th position there is another Amit, which is this one. You can see this is on the 11th row. Since we started the data from here, so you can subtract 11 minus 3, so that makes it 8, right? 9, 10, 11. Yes, I'm doing the right math. Right? So that's how, guys, you have created this true false. Wherever you have the true, that means Amit is there. Now why I have done that? The reason is, let me press escape, don't press enter, otherwise you will lose your formula. Press escape once you know that the formula is working. Now I need to do one thing. In Excel, true is always 1 and false is always 0. I hope we know that, right? So what I will do is, I will simply go and multiply this complete array with Amit. So what will happen if I do that, I will have all the numbers getting multiplied with true and the false. So false means 0. So any number which gets multiplied with 0, that becomes 0. And any number which gets multiplied with 1, which means with true, I will have that corresponding score. So I'm trying to find it out, the maximum score attained by this person. That's the logic. So what are you going to do here? You just simply go and say multiply and start this bracket and go and select this entire range, right? Make sure you have the same number of cells. If you have 4 to 36, this should be 4 to 36, because when you multiply the arrays, they should constitute the same number of the cells. Remember that, right? Some people, what they do, they start this, let's say G3 to G36. No, that you can't do it. You will get the error. Now I'm going to multiply it. So all the arrays will be multiplied with their corresponding numbers, and I press Ctrl Shift Enter. Again, I'm repeating Ctrl Shift Enter. Okay. Now let's go and check that. So you got here 0. I will go and check the formula. F9. Wow, beautiful. You can see here I've got here 70, 100, 30, 68, and these are all the numbers, with these. This is what Amit actually has gotten. Now I'm going to check the maximum score over here, because the rest all are 0, and this was my plan. I want to only target Amit's score. So that's why what I did, I very cleverly I said that go in this table and say equals to Amit and the array, and I pressed Ctrl Shift Enter, and then array, what it did, it actually calculated Amit, where is the Amit, and then converted that into true false. This is how the arrays works. They always create the true and the false things. So now once we have done this, what you need to do. You just need to say that I want to find the maximum number. So you just go and write here max. Make sure you write the open parenthesis, close parenthesis, Control Shift Enter, and you got it, guys. Now you got the Amit's highest marks, but I don't need the highest mark. I need the year, right? So if you need the year, then what do you want to get? What is the next step you will do here? Okay, now the next step what we will do here is, now since I've got this 100, I will do one thing. Now this is very, very important. I got 100, but this 100 can be scored by somebody else also. I don't know. Again, I'll create the same array, guys, where I will have only Amit, and corresponding scores of Amit. And then I will do what I will do. I will find out the position of the 100 in that Amit area, in that Amit's employee database, right? So this formula which we have created right now, this formula, I'm gonna get this formula again. So I just copy this entire thing here. Now see this. Before I do this, I just go and say equals to Control V, Control Shift, Enter. Okay, I just want to show you this because this is a little difficult. So I press Control Shift, Enter. This is your thing, right? I remove equals to sign. This is your array. Okay, guys, let me just go and give you some space here. This is what? This is Amit's score, right? This is Amit's database, right? So I have to now go and find this 100. Where is the 100? So what I will do, I will say match this 100 in this table and give me the position. So 100 is going to come where? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now finally, when you get the 8, that means if you start from here, you're going to get 8 rows down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this is what I need then. So this is the 8th row as per the table, as per my table. But for Excel, this is the 11th row because you have kept 3 extra rows above it, right? Because my data starts from here. So I will add 8 plus 3. Now why I'm doing that? Because once I got the row number, which means this row number 11, I will simply use my indirect function. I will say that go in the F11. You know the indirect function? If you do not know, just go and check the Excel playlist, Excel indirect functions. Okay, this is now the main plan. So let's go and copy this entire thing. I have already explained you this. So I'm just going to copy this entire thing here. Let me just go and copy this. Okay, now what I do is I come here and I say match. I want to find out the position of this entire array which returns the maximum position. Then I go and say the lookup array. What is my lookup array? Control V. This is the same array. This will be created. And then you need the exact match. So you're going to write here 0. Now when I go and press enter, I should be able to see the row number of this value. Control Shift Enter. There we go, guys. You got the 8. This is the 8 if you start from here, because my array started from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, isn't it? But for Excel, this is the row number 11 because I have got here these rows extra. These rows, right? So what I will do is to match up this with the indirect frequency, I just go and write here plus 3. Okay. For you, it might be different case because that depends where you have your data. Control Shift Enter. So finally, guys, you got here 11. Now what is the next thing? You got the row number. Just go there. Where is that row number? The row number is in the F column. So how do you write the indirect function? So for example, if I just go and write here F11, so you go and write here indirect. You go and write here indirect and say that I want to go in the N14. Indirect goes in the N14 and it finds there that there is another function which is written there, which is called F11. So indirect will jump onto the F11 and finally returns the 1993 for you. That's how the indirect works. You don't directly go there. You just give the cell reference, right? This is a very, very super advanced function. I really love working on the indirects. This can do, you know, amazing things here in Excel. So I'll go and write here index finally. And I say that index. Now I know that the year is in the F column. So that's how also you can write. Just join that with the and this entire function, you know what this is going to return. This is going to return you the position of that score, the highest score. So go and press Control Shift Enter. Sorry, I just have to write it again. Indirect. This and this, Control Shift Enter. Okay, there we go. So finally we got the 1993. Now what you need to do is you just quickly need to freeze all these, you know, the ranges which you are using here. So E4 to E36, all the tables should be freezed. So I'm going to freeze everything here and I keep this K6 as it is. This is my K6, right? And this is also my K6. So when I go down, it should be K7 and that's it. So once, look at this now. I forgot to press Control Shift Enter. You must press Control Shift Enter, and then you can copy it, Control V and Control V. Now we are not getting here the answers. Obviously there might be some referencing issue. Okay, so I have to go and check that. You can see here this is wrong. Now this shouldn't be G5 actually, so I forgot to freeze this part as well, so I just go and do that again, and now I go paste this. Yeah, that's how, guys, that's how you can write this function. Okay, so this is your function. I go and press, remove the equals to sign, and that's how you can use this function. Okay, anyone who needs this file can just email me. Okay, and so yeah, so that's it, guys. This is what we have done. So just to recap what we did, first you said that, all right, so go in this array and find out the name of the person, like let's say Amit. Go and find out the Amit wherever the Amit is. So using the Control Shift Enter, we will have the true false array, and that is being multiplied with the score. So wherever we have the Amit score, that gets there, rest all the items become 0. And then we said that let's go and now find out Amit has got the maximum marks where. So we got the maximum marks, and then once we got the maximum marks, again we said now again go in the same array which has the Amit score and find out the row number, the position of that maximum marks, and just going to using the match function, and then we just added these 3 extra rows there because we have to use the indirect, and indirect works with the Excel rows, so you have to match up the indirect with the Excel row numbers. That's why we just added here 3. So that's how, guys, this is your function. I'm just going to maximize it. You can pause it and you can go and just give it a try on this. All right, so I hope you like this Excel interview series, and if you have any other things to share with me on these questions, please do that, so that everybody including me can be more educated on that. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, you take care of yourself and have a fantastic learning. Bye bye.